What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Living in Lex. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the top 5 neighborhoods that you should live in Lexington, Kentucky. First off, I want to say that in this video, we're not going to be talking a ton about the schools, as I want to talk more on what makes these areas so great. Many of my clients don't have complaints about the schools in these areas or don't have many complaints about them, so just know that going into this video. So I'm making this video today because I'm a Lexington native and a local real estate agent in the area, and I have clients that are reaching out to me every day that are asking about the neighborhoods, the homes, where's the best place to buy. So I'm making this video to get all that out there and let you know of what I think are some of the best neighborhoods that you can live in, as well as some of the most frequently asked ones. With that being said, I get people that reach out to me every day asking questions about Lexington. So if you're thinking about making the move here to Lexington, I'll drop my information down below. Feel free to call, text, email. I absolutely love it when people reach out to me to ask questions about the city I love. So without further ado, let's talk about the top 5 neighborhoods and exactly why these neighborhoods are so great here in Lexington, Kentucky. To start off our top 5, I had a lot of difficulty coming up with what would be the 5th home on the list. There's a lot of great neighborhoods here in Lexington, but I ultimately decided to go with the Veterans Park area. So when I refer to Veterans Park, I'm talking about the Pinnacle, Pickway, South Point, and Waterford neighborhoods. The reason I'm not going to refer to this area by those neighborhoods is 1, that's a mouthful to say every time, and 2, most of the time when people reach out to me about Veterans Park, they just refer to it as Veterans Park or the Veterans Park area. One of the best parts of this area is there's a park centered right in the middle of it with playgrounds, baseball, frisbee golf, walking trails, and all things that you could like to do at a park. Not only is there an awesome park within walking distance at the heart of this area, there's also Pinnacle Pool, which is included in your HOA dues. So the neighborhood itself offers a lot of great features, but it's also really close to a lot of the amenities that Lexington has to offer. Just down Nicholasville Road towards Lexington, you have most of the major shopping that can be done in this area, with the mall being kind of your casual mall type atmosphere where you can get kind of your general shopping done at a Walmart and Lowe's in this area. Also, you have the Summit, which is right across the street, which has been an up and coming shopping center since about 2017, where you can get a lot of your higher end type shopping done. Veterans Park actually sits on the Lexington and Nicholasville line. So just inside of Nicholasville, you have another shopping center called Brandon Crossing, which has been an up and coming shopping center for what feels like years now. And it offers a Kroger, a Hobby Lobby, a movie tavern, as well as several restaurants you could go to within less than a mile of your home. Some of my bigger drawbacks, or some of the bigger drawbacks that I hear of comes for about this neighborhood, is it's not really a centrally located area in Lexington. It's very much towards the edge of Lexington. So if you're looking for kind of that downtown atmosphere or historic Lexington, this is definitely not the neighborhood for you. Most of the other neighborhoods I'm going to talk about on this list boast some of that historical Lexington, and this neighborhood really isn't that. Most of the homes were built in the early 2000s, and for some, they may even consider the home style in this neighborhood to be a little bit cookie cutter. But the good part about this neighborhood is it is fairly affordable, with homes ranging in price from $200,000 all the way up to $500,000, and a median home price in the Veterans Park area sitting at about $318K. Coming in at number 4 on this list, we're going to be talking about the first of the historical groups that I'm going to be talking about, as well as one of my personal favorites of the bunch. If you know a little bit about Lexington, or it's even been a long time since you've lived here, this one might surprise you a little bit, as this neighborhood has really turned itself around over the years. Groups like the Southland Association, which is a group of a lot of the neighbors in the area, have really dedicated themselves to cleaning up and making this area much safer. They have created what might be one of the most charming areas we're going to be talking about on our list today. Southland Drive is full of great shopping, with some of the more established being Critchfield Meats, where you can buy some of the best prime graded meats in all of Lexington, Winchell's Bar and Grill, where you can go to enjoy games and just have a good meal, as well as Old Kentucky Chocolates, which is is some of the best chocolate and sweets that you can get around. This area hosts events like the Southland Street Fair, where vendors and the local community members can come out and support local businesses. Southland Drive also hosts one of my favorites, the Lexington Farmers Market, between the months of April and October, where the local community members can come out and support local agriculture by buying locally grown products. The people of this community are so passionate about the area that they live in that they have a Facebook page that's dedicated to posting all things going on in the neighborhood, events, activities, and more, with more than 1,000 members on it. If you think that this might be an area for you, you can expect to spend somewhere between $150,000 to $400,000 on a home, with a median home price sitting at around $242,000. Now, majority of the homes built in this area were built between the late 1940s to the early 1960s, so the quality of home in this area really varies. There are a lot of homes that are move-in ready that are close to the top of that $400,000 range that we talked about. There are some that are a little bit more dated, sitting probably somewhere below the bottom to that $150,000 range. But the great part about this neighborhood is you get a little bit of it all. And if you do have that creative itch and like to work on homes, this could be a good area for you. In my opinion, this area is probably the most bang for its buck, offering the best opportunities for first-time home buyers, more established buyers, and potentially even investors that are looking for those long-term investments or flip opportunities. Coming in at number 3 on this list, we have the first of neighborhoods in the 40502 zip code in Lexington. And for those of you that don't know, this is a zip code that's famous for having some of the most established and well-known neighborhoods in Lexington, and the third being Kenwick. Kenwick is one of historical Lexington's finest neighborhoods, being an up-and-coming neighborhood for years and likely will be for many years to come. One of the biggest reasons that people love the Kenwick area has been the growing interest in preserving and even fixing up the historical homes in Lexington. If you're one of those people that does have a little bit of a creative itch whenever it comes to your home, Kenwick can be an awesome opportunity for you, with homes ranging of all kinds. There are plenty of homes in Kenwick that are completely fixed up and move-in ready, much like Southland, as well as lots of homes being built very early and that are very old, that are very dated, that need a lot of love and attention, that could be a beautiful home for you. I have a lot of clients that buy these historical homes and fix them up, and I think one of the best parts about it is the fulfillment that you get whenever it's all said and done. It's pretty awesome to look at something from beginning to end and realize that you had a hand in making that what people saw as maybe even a dump or garbage before, and turning it into a beautiful masterpiece of your own creation. It really is awesome. Now, besides the fact that it's a historical area in Lexington, two of the biggest things that I hear some of my clients talk about loving this area is its central location. It's very centrally located, and you can get about anywhere in Lexington within about the same amount of time because of how centrally located it is. Some of the bigger drawbacks I get to homes in this area is just the size. The lot sizes in this area tend to be a little bit on the smaller sizes, and the homes in this area, some of them are not very big homes. Also, fixing up a home from what might be a wreck or very dated before and turning it into somewhat of a masterpiece can take a lot of time that most people aren't willing or have the desire to do. The great part about this area is there's plenty of homes out there that are finished and are ready for people to move into, but you might pay for it a little bit more. If you think this might be an area for you, we have a big range on prices in this area, starting at about $150,000 and going all the way up to $600,000, and a median home price sitting around $350,000. The biggest reason we have such a big gap in numbers on this one is just because there's so many homes that present opportunities for fixer-uppers, as well as so many homes also in that area that have already been fixed up and are sitting at the top of the market. So like I said before, it could present an opportunity both for those people that love the historical homes to fix up, but also want a historical home that's already move-in ready for you. While maybe not the oldest homes in Lexington, it's very close to it, with this Kenwick area being established in 1909 and homes being built all the way into the 1950s. Coming in at number 2 on this countdown of the best neighborhoods in Lexington is a neighborhood that I grew up the closest to out of all of the ones that we're going to mention today, and that is Beaumont. Beaumont is located off of Harrodsburg Road and the Double Diamond Crossover. And yes, if you don't know what a Double Diamond Crossover is, or maybe you do know what one of those are, the small city of Lexington does have one, and no, people really don't know how to use it like they should. It's really not a hard concept. You just cross over to the other side of the road. Make sense? But anyways, there is a lot that people love about this area of Lexington. There is a wide variety of amenities and restaurants that are in the Beaumont area, as well as one of the biggest marketplace Krogers that you will ever see. Beaumont even has the Moon Dance Amphitheater at the center of it, where they host concerts, events, charity events, and even family fun events. The neighborhood even has a walking trail where many of the homes have access to it right in their backyard, and it's welcome for anyone that lives in the area. It might not be the most centrally located neighborhood we're going to be talking about on this list today, but it's super close to New Circle Road. If you've watched any of my former videos, you've probably heard me talk about the circle that surrounds Lexington. When in doubt, just get on New Circle Road and you can get to about anything in Lexington. So it's easy access to all of Lexington from Beaumont. There's really just something about the atmosphere in this neighborhood that makes it so fun and exciting. It really is a great place that I think you'll just have to experience for yourself. Maybe one of the biggest complaints that I receive about the Beaumont neighborhood is that the homes here were built between the years of 1990 to up to the 2010s. So any homes built between those years and 2022 may be a little bit out of date at this point. Now, not all of the homes are out of date in this area, but there are some that haven't been updated over the years. But just know the biggest reason that it's number 2 on the list is the location and just everything that it has to offer. Now, if you think the Beaumont area might be the one for you, we get the widest variety of home type as well as price ranges in the neighborhood, starting at about $200,000, going well up over $1 million in some homes, with a median home price sitting at about $580,000. Coming in at number 1 on this list of the best neighborhoods to live in Lexington, Kentucky, will probably come at no surprise to anyone that knows a whole lot about Lexington and the Lexington area, or if you're from here. The number 1 spot belongs to the Chevy Chase and Ashland Park neighborhoods. These are 2 separate neighborhoods located in the 40502 zip code, but I'm lumping them together for the sake of this video because most of the resources that you'll find out there that have information on them, and when most people talk about them, usually just lump them together anyways. There is a lot to love about these 2 neighborhoods in Lexington, with many of the positive things that we've talked about from the former neighborhoods on the list being included in this one as well. It's probably one of the most centrally located and best neighborhoods that you can live in Lexington, being really close to the University of Kentucky, but not too close that you're around college students all the time, with shopping, restaurants, and basically everything you could ever want to do in Lexington being just a few short minutes away. Ashland specifically features Ashland Park, which is the home of the Henry Clay resident, who was a politician and attorney in Kentucky during the early 1800s. If I had one word to describe all of the homes, Ashland Park, the Henry Clay residence, and everything in this area, it's very well preserved. Basically, all of these homes are historical homes that people have either preserved. Some of them have been torn down and rebuilt, but most of them have been revitalized to their original look with a modern day twist on them. These definitely aren't cookie cutter homes. These homes are very unique and historical homes. Not only that, but they're pretty decent sized homes, as well as some of the bigger lot sizes that you're going to see in Lexington, with some of the lots being around 1/3 to a half acre. That's pretty massive in central Lexington. Homes in these 2 neighborhoods were built between the late 1910s to the 1960s, with the newer homes probably sitting in Chevy Chase and the older homes sitting in Ashland Park. And many of the same things that made Kenwick so great and revitalizing that area is the same thing that makes this neighborhood so great as well. People just love taking things that are old and worn down and are really beautiful. It just takes the right person to fix it up and make it beautiful with its modern day twists. If you think this is a good neighborhood for you or might be a good fit for you, here are some of the numbers. The homes in this area can go well over $1 million, sometimes even sitting a little bit below. I wouldn't expect to spend less than $200,000 on a home here, but just know that the median home price in the Chevy Chase and Ashland Park neighborhoods sits at about $540,000. The bonus area I'm going to be giving you, and I'm calling it an area because it's not really a neighborhood. There are neighborhoods scattered all throughout this neighborhood is the Hamburg area. When you hear people talk about Lexington, you probably hear them talk about Hamburg as if it's its own city, and it really is. It feels different from the rest of Lexington. It's newer, it has its own shopping centers, it has a lot of different neighborhoods, and it has a lot to like about it. The reason I want to highlight this one specifically is because I talked so much about some of the historical neighborhoods in Lexington. Some people just don't like old homes. So a lot of the newer construction homes that are going on in Lexington, while not all of the new construction in Lexington is going on in this area, there is a large chunk of the newer homes that are in the Hamburg area. Some of the bigger complaints that I get about the Hamburg area is it's not as centrally located as some of the other neighborhoods I talked about on the list. It's outside of New Circle Road, and for those of you that watch any of my videos, you know that there's no new constructions going on in New Circle Road unless you tear down something that already existed. So it is outside of the circle and isn't as centrally located. For some people too, it's also getting a little bit crowded as this area seems to be growing like wildfire. So if you think Hamburg might be the area for you, while I don't have a median home price of this area since it is such a large area with a lot of different neighborhoods in it, you can expect to probably spend between $200,000 to $600,000 on a home in this area. Thank you for watching this video of the top 5 areas and neighborhoods of Lexington, Kentucky. If you're thinking about moving to Lexington or you just have questions about this area, feel free to reach out to me. I get questions every day from people looking to move here, and I absolutely love helping those people and answering your questions. I'm going to leave my contact information below. Also, if you like the contents of this video and you want me to put out more information on Lexington, be sure you press that subscribe button and the notification bell below this video. That concludes it, so I'll see you next time on Living in Lex.